Yo, I am Maree Lawn, and I'm gonna play some songs from my heart for the cameras and screens, which is quite weird, but let's do it. Excuse me? Tell me. No posso.
Quero te amar.
'Cause no one sees what's buried deep inside of me. I break away eternity. I let go of my belief. To go from here, guide me down. I don't know where to go from here, whether or not I'll see you there. Don't know, my friend, I just don't know. I see such changes everywhere I go. I turn my back, what I know is new for sure. I don't know, no, I just don't know. So free, who am I, and who are we? Are we so young, we waste our time like it's inevitable? I don't know where to go from here, whether or not I will meet you there. I just don't know, won't you let me go? I just don't know. we so free? Where are we going? Where are you heading towards? Take a look. What you want it for? Where you go? Where does it lead? If it's anything but finally free, you drop it. Free yourself from yourself. On your way, nowhere else, nowhere left. We got to go. I don't know what I'm muting here. Let's just hit it and see what will appear. I should play my music much more, but here we go. Whatever, I'm gonna sing it anyway. What for? Little heart, did you know it? I wanna know, did you hear what I said? Are you listening? Where are you going? Are you Woo. Hey, how long have you guys been here? No, I'm just kidding. Totally a performance, but sorry, I kind of ignored you for a bit there. I'm going through some really intense stuff, like personally. I'm going home to New Zealand for the first time in like 6 years. And then before that, I saw my family for like 1 week out of the last like 9 years. So like, I'm fucking crazy. Ooh, sorry kids. I'm going crazy right now. And there's a lot of very intense stuff. And it's been a huge, massive spiritual journey for me. And I've been learning myself. And I've wanted to. And it's been so painful. And it's been so liberating and wonderful. And thank you for listening, because I'm like totally just pouring it out all over this like bench and colonization ship. Okay, I'm gonna play just a couple more, and then we're gonna let some other wonderful artists come. Thank you guys for being here. You're beautiful. I know the sound quality is crap for you. Sorry about that. That's fine. You can watch the real recording later, if it all recorded well. Let's see. If not, that's fine. Okay, love you. See you soon. It's really hot in here. It's like really, really hot. I'm like sweating. How you guys doing? You're amazing. You are amazing. Okay, I think I'll just do one more. This is a song called Where Am I Going? Because like obviously this is totally where I'm at right now in my life. Yeah, no, it's beautiful. These times are wonderful and so important for our growth and for our evolution. And life has its own plan. No matter what we want, it's not going to fucking listen. Okay, let's go. I hope you enjoy. Now we have some effects. You listen to how it sounds when I'm singing. Days like these, I feel I cannot grab a hold of anything I want to. Time keeps moving, time keeps dragging on. I don't want to sing it out. I've got nothing to sing about. The words are wrong, the timing's all mistaken. Where am I going? Where am I going to? I don't know. I cannot tell you. Where am I going? Where am I going to? I don't know. See, it's normal for me to put all of this pressure into feeling so good, and I wanna keep moving forward, forward in space, keep my direction, but I'm not feeling good today. I need some space to go alone, and I need a room. I miss my home, and I need a place to reside just for a little while. Got away from it all, just sit in silence, contemplating all I'm creating. I got to move, I've got to move on, move my body to release this energy. Where am I going? Where am I going to? Shit, I don't know what I should be doing. Where am I going? Where am I going to? I don't know. Where am I going? Where am I going to? I don't know. I cannot tell you. Where am I going? Where am I going to? I don't know. I'd like to tell you. Where am I going? Where am I going to? I don't know. I cannot tell you. Where am I going? Where am I going to? I don't know. I don't know. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure. Bye.
Thank you, Shannon, for sharing this show with us.
Yeah, well,
And I wanted to open up this space to explore a bit this topic that we had proposed of women and music, and share a bit about it. I met you a bit closer. I had this amazing time when I joined your workshop, when you came to the last, like the father of Humanifest, the Hitch Fest, and you made this sound exploration workshop. And it was so beautiful to see so many people like around you and joining in this, I don't know, this music connection. And the impression I have ever since from you is that music is flowing all around and from you, and that you just, it's natural for you to express through music, which is something I admire and I find just beautiful. And I'm wondering, and I wanted to ask you, if this is something that you always had as something just natural, or at some point in your life, was it ever challenging if at some point you had to dare or to be brave to be able to express?
Oh man, I think for me, I don't even know where to start, like where to start the story. But I was like one of those people that had a tough childhood, like so many of us. And one of the few gifts that I got from that horrific time of my life was music. My daddy plays guitar, and he plays trumpet, and he plays piano, and he sings, and he plays like every instrument. He's been a music teacher for my whole upbringing, and my mum was a jazz singer, and I used to go to the bars and listen to her sing. And my brother and sister from those two, from my mummy and daddy, there's three of us. They're all musical as well. So
Right.
they used to play a lot of music. Like we all used to play a lot of music. I
Uh-huh.
had piano lessons from when I was like a little kid. So I think music is kind of something that came naturally, but I am a firm believer that music is for everyone. And like, what is it? Like, hard work and with little talent, like, wins, and then like big talent with no hard work doesn't win. This is like a quote that I read on Instagram. But yeah, but I really believe in this. Like, if people want to play music, it's for everyone, because we grow in the belly with heartbeats. So like, rhythm is part of our nature, and music is built upon rhythm. Yeah. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, but like, regarding courage, man, like, so part of being in a musical family, I guess, I felt my brothers and sisters used to tease me a bit, like saying that I couldn't sing, and saying that it's like I would never be musical and stuff. And my dad used to teach my brother, and he never used to teach me. My brother's younger, and so like, I have total daddy issues from this, and music issues from this. It was like, so then yeah, I always wanted to do it, and I never really could. And then I don't know, man, honestly, like, there's a couple things. Like, I think music kind of came naturally. It was a natural form of expression. So for me, it's very healing and cathartic to share and to open and to let yourself be vulnerable, because like, to perform is insanely vulnerable. It's like, for someone like me, it's incredibly intense. And yeah, so I think every single time I get on stage, it's like I'm throwing myself off a cliff. It's kind of what it feels like, into like the abyss, and I'm lucky if I get caught. You know, it's kind of like this. So there's that, and then yeah, I decided, a friend of mine was going to go to music school, like jazz school, university in New Zealand, and I was like, that sounds like fun, I'm going to come too. And then I had like a couple weeks to prepare the audition, and that was terrifying. I did the audition, I got in somehow, and then I spent 4 years in the university, and this was like we had to perform. Like, this is like the hardest place must be. We used to say that if you could perform here and make a good show, then you can make a good show anywhere, because it was like you underneath a bunch of critical people staring at you, and then you like pour your heart out, and then straight after the performance the students would be like, that sucked, and that was bad, and your pitch is off here, and maybe you should work on this, and you're just like, so you get ripped apart after every concert. And went through 4 years of that, and we won, and that was terrifying.
How did that feel? You remember?
It was very, like, the whole experience was like, I'm going to quit. No, I can do this. I'm going to quit. No, I can do this. And I remember that other singers, like, we would, like, sometimes walk out of a combo class, because we had to be put together in band, like, in a band, and we would, like, leave the class where our teachers had just totally, like, shamed us in front of the instrumentalists, because to be a singer is also shameful. I don't know, whatever. They would, like, totally shame us. We would leave the class crying. We're like, oh, you're crying too? It was hard as well? Yeah, fuck. Oh, my God. Like, so 4 years of that. Woohoo. And then after, it was like, after I finished school, I worked in another field for like 6 years and made very little music. And I did this big spiritual journey. I've nearly finished, I'm so sorry. Big spiritual journey, and then I had so many dreams that I wanted to do, like write songs and make an album, and I could never write a song. It was like I never believed that I had the rights or the power, or I was good enough, and no one would give a shit, and I didn't give a shit, and then yeah, I had to go through years of like hardcore seeking and searching and throwing away my entire life and trying to start again and exploring what's in there. And yeah, honestly, like, even just to write my first songs in this album, the first album that I released, was like, it's been years. Like, so I think ultimately it's been years of fighting and trying and learning and growing and crying and breaking and bleeding, and not really bleeding, but like metaphorically bleeding. And it's still like that. And actually for me, I think that this level of like complete vulnerability and letting life just do its thing, for me, it goes hand in hand with the creative process. And if I'm not facing my fears, because like it's like this whole thing, courage requires fear. Like, without being shit scared, there is no courage, you know. It's so the fear and the terror and the weakness and the vulnerability is, like, for me, it's the core of creativity and the core of healing, I believe. And I've got goosebumps because I really believe in this shit. And I think, does that answer the question?
It does, but I want more.
Okay.
Why do you do it? Why do you go through all that?
I think I was singing in some of the songs, like I was freestyling a bit there, and ultimately I want to be free. I want to be free from myself, and it's not, I think it's not about being like free from the world. It's like, I want to live, you know, I want to breathe and to feel every moment and to be the best that I can be, but not, just like the most real that I could possibly be. And for example, music is something that I believed for a long time that I could never do, that I was never good enough for. I even had a best friend telling me that I would never be able to do it. He was like, "You'll only ever be a backup singer." And I was like, "Oh, that's lovely. You're a great best friend. My God." He didn't last for long. Anyway, but I think I do it because I never believed that I could, and that I had the right, and that I deserved to, and that's why I do it. Because it's one of the biggest blockages of my life, and because of that, I have to do it. Like, if I want, I think for me, because I've prioritized my freedom from my fucking self, I love her, and she's very difficult to live with sometimes, this one. Like, because I've prioritized that, I have to do it. Like, there's no way around it. Anything that I'm afraid of, anything that I don't like, I have to look at, including this.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. We're living here in this time and space after I don't know how many centuries of patriarchic. Is it how we say in English?
Patriarchal.
Right, dynamics, power structures in the society we were raised in. And I guess I must imagine, and I guess I know, in music, as in most areas of society, women have to struggle more than men, or have to make more effort, are more demanded to just, prove themselves. And to be more like, for example, a cute girl, or any kind of objectification, and actually be appreciated for what they do and for what they actually are. I wanted to know if this resonates with you, if you have examples, experiences from your life.
Yeah, lots. And I think it's like, I think firstly there are women and people, guys as well, that will be far more qualified than I to talk about this, like in academic terms and in like objective truth terms, because I haven't studied it. All I've known is that it just seems harder for me, and then I read stuff and then I get angry, and of course, I don't know, as a woman you experience a lot of weird shit. I think I was saying yesterday that it's just weird to be a woman in general, right? It's like I think I can only talk from my own experience.
Right.
So I know that other people have difficulties, and I'm not saying that men don't also have a lot of difficulties, even when it comes to gender stuff, because I know there's a lot. But as a woman, I think it's just fucking weird. As a woman in music, it's also really weird. Like, I was saying as well yesterday, there's like performing with male instrumentalists as a female instrumentalist and whatever. And guys, some people, like one thing for me was like, oh man, dude. This wasn't a painful thing, it was just like a, roll your eyes thing. And it was one of the more recent ones, was like, the guy was like, this guy, he plays guitar amazing, wow, he's such a good musician. And then he's like, and you're so sexy. And I was just like, how is the music? Like that's cool, that's nice, I mean, thank you. I try to take care of my body as well, so that's like, thank you, thanks, I guess. But how is the show? Like, we're talking about music, no? Or are we talking about my pants? Like, what are we talking about here? But anyway, I think that that's just kind of silly, it's a bit funny. But yeah, really, I think a lot of what I was talking about, like even with my dad not wanting to teach me guitar, and my best friends telling me I'm going to be a backup singer, and constantly being compared to other women who are going to be better than me, this is always a thing, like coming to my own shows, and guys, like sound guys trying to step in and set up my equipment, because I'm a girl, like they don't do it to guys. I've watched it. I walk in and they take all the cables from me, like, step aside, sweetheart, I got this. And then they try and plug in my gear and they don't fucking know how, because it's my gear. And they're like, okay, I let them do it. They're like, okay, that's cool, thank you for your help. And then they can't figure it out, so then I take the cables back and plug it in. But it's always the way. Like, get out of the way, sweetheart. Let the real people do the work. Like, you just stand there, look pretty, be useful. Like, but useful by being a little pretty thing. It's quite weird. It's very weird. It's very, very weird. And for sure, a lot of this is like stuff that's deeply ingrained in me that I'm also trying to free myself from. And I think this is also why, for me, I get goosebumps just at the thought of like, I want girls and people who have been disempowered, like anyone that's ever been told that they cannot or they've been treated like they cannot and will not and are not good enough just because of what they look like or where they come from. Like for me, fuck that fucking shit, man. That's so lame. Like we are missing out on like so much human potential and talent just because we push people down because of immediate judgments that we have, which is individually, all of us collectively, our own individual responsibilities to free ourselves from, which I need to do a lot when it comes to like to stuff I don't understand, like race. But yeah, anyway, I talk a lot.
Right.
Thanks.
What did you learn from this? What do you think this struggling, these experiences you're telling me, what do you take out of it? For yourself, for your path?
I think one of the big things that I've learned is that my power comes from me. It doesn't come from society. It doesn't come from anything else. And no matter what the world or anyone says, it's like I have a nature in me that it's my duty to explore, and only I can do it. And only I can let someone else take my power away from me. But that doesn't mean it's easy, right? It's like I worked for so many years just to be able to write a song. Like it's ridiculous. It's amazing.
It's beautiful.
Oof. I think it's beautiful as well, you know. And it hurts and it's so much work, but it's all me. And at the end of the day, like at the end of the life or whatever, like what else is more important, you know? Like I did that and it's mine and I wanted to, or I believed that I couldn't, and I proved myself wrong. Like man, if I could die and that's it, like that's what I've achieved, fuck it, man, come on. So nice. I think it's very beautiful and poetic and very sad. But so beautiful and very funny as well. And laugh is very fun. So.
Let's talk about the power of music.
Okay.
I wanted to ask you if in this expression, by performing, by playing, by living the music in you, do you feel like you can, let's say, achieve, I don't know, but live all your womanhood,
I guess.
in full power?
Yeah, I mean, I think I was saying before that I feel creativity and everything's super connected. Like, a few years ago, just trying to do it quick, like the stories. A few years ago, I went through some really intense stuff, like a violent relationship, and it was really intense, and I was like trapped here, like in another country, and I was far away from my family. And my uncle killed himself, and then my mom spiraled into like this. So there was a time where I wrote all these songs, and I found my freedom, and I thought that I'd set myself free. I thought that I'd like done it, like ticked out, I did it. Oh, I found my freedom. Woohoo! Yeah, and then I wrote all these songs, and I made my album, I made all my dreams come true that I had for so long, and then all this like really hard stuff in life happened, which just totally destroyed me. And I couldn't look at it, it was like too painful for me to look at, so I kind of just like I closed my eyes and I just like kind of let life completely carry me, and I stopped feeling because it hurt too much to feel, and I couldn't write music.
Right.
I've like for the last few years, I haven't been able to write a song. I haven't even been able to really let myself play. I haven't been able to like feel the wind on my face and get goosebumps just from the fact that I'm there. And like I haven't been able to love fully and to feel and to like, and for me it's all connected. It's like there's a willingness to go into the darkest part of ourselves, like, and to accept it and not beat it up, which I'm like perfectionist, so for me this is like insanely hard. I'm like, no, you shouldn't be feeling bad, Shannon, you should feel great all the time. Like, fuck, no man. So it's like this willingness to just open it up and let it all come out, which is what I've been working on since COVID. Thanks COVID, because we've had more time now, so I'm like just going into all of this. I've been crying so much and feeling so weak and so vulnerable and awkward, and socially I feel like lost and awkward as fuck, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm being weird, I'm making this person uncomfortable. Oh. But I think like all of this is just a process of letting all that pain come up, and really like my creativity and even my ability to perform, you know, like performing today, I'm just like, oh, I feel it so deeply, and I'm like crying and shit, and I'm just like pouring my heart out, and I think this is the most healing. And you don't need to be able to play music to do this. You can do this with just singing a note or singing by yourself without an instrument. Like, for me, it's this, you know, and this is every moment. It's like, this is the cool thing about studying jazz, I think, as well, is that, like, to master a form of improvisation, like, in regard, meaning, present moment, disassociation from the cortex, right? The high part of the brain, disassociating into something else, stepping out of the body a little bit, and really joining and feeling deeply in whatever creative, artistic, poetic way we want the moment, and expressing that. Ooh, man, I feel like there's a massive power in that. I don't know, in meeting other people, which then changes the world, right? Like healing, mass healing, dealing with our own individual and collective trauma. Whoa,
And
it's huge. Yeah.
Achieve this space where there's no separation, where there's no gender or no...
Yeah, as much as possible. Like, I think the smart part of our brain and then the lower parts of our brains, like, are... I think, man, I don't know, I've been reading a lot about this recently. Like, there are so many, like, the different levels of our brain. There's the smart part at the top, right, which says, I'm not racist. There's no way I'm racist. No, I don't believe in racism. I don't speak of. But actually, like, because of conditioning from childhood, from what we see on TV, from what we see in movies, from, like, every single thing that we've ever seen has an impact on us. And this impacts on, like, lower levels of our brain that we're not even aware of. So yeah, there's this thing of like oneness and unity and consciousness, but I'm sorry, there's so much conditioning that is going on. So like I've been looking a little bit at neurology and trauma and stuff like this. Like, there's so much conditioning that's been going on. I don't think that it's possible for us to just be like all of a sudden from one day to the next, unity, love, oneness, yeah, finished. Like no man, like for me it's like I think unity is an ongoing thing, an ongoing process to constantly be re-examining our beliefs, re-examining the things that we say, re-examining the feelings that we get when we're in a situation with someone that's different, like, and to be honest and open and real about it. And I don't know, I also think that oneness and unity comes from, like, it must come from a process like this, a constant unraveling and exploring ourselves and being real with ourselves, like really real, including the ugly parts, because they're also not our fault, right? I think there's people that have so much goosebumps, like a chicken, my hair standing up. Yeah, does that make sense? I think I went off the question.
I think you went straight to the question.
Yeah? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
Yeah?
Yes.
Good.
It was beautiful. Okay, one last question.
Okay, go.
Okay, I just want to share this, make a question like this to all of our friends who are passing by in Humanifest. We are aiming to the, let's say, like the world we want to live in. So this world, this process that you just described, that people go through it, how can this world be like?
What do you mean, like the world and its...
Where people do go through this process, processes of being real, of being themselves.
You want me to describe my
Yes.
Yeah. Cool. I think two things. I think the first is that in order, what I've learned after these years is that since the Big Bang, here we go, since the Big Bang, like life has been following a series of, what is it, like there'll be an event and there'll be a direct response to that event. What's this called? You know, like everything is cause and effect, right? So it's like since the Big Bang, everything is just constantly kind of having constant reactions with itself and with everything, and this has been going on for so long, far longer than we humans can even comprehend. And I think that life is doing just that. I think that everything is exactly as it should be. This is so spiritual, isn't it? But everything is exactly as it is because of the Big Bang. because of how it's come to be, and it's continuing to unfold, and it will. And what I love is that, like, the ability as a human to kind of imagine. I think it's like imagining, because I don't think we can really comprehend the smart parts of our brain. We're not smart enough yet, but I think this association and the connection with the oneness and the improvisation, like, I feel that these things trying to step into something beyond or behind or above or whatever, the smart part of our brain allows us to catch a glimpse of this eternity and this unfolding. Just so it's like we as humans can put aside our understanding that I am a human and here I am, and we can put that aside in order to melt into the here and now, and to feel like if I could be the best that I could be right now, how would I move? You know, how would I feel? Like, what would I be listening with? Which part of my body is talking? You know, what would I say? How would I treat this person? Like, I really think that, I don't know, I think these are tools, I don't really know what I'm talking about, but I think that, yeah, everything is kind of as it is. And for me, one of the most beautiful things about being a human being is being able to witness this and feel this from both sides, like, to be able to separate myself just enough to feel that I catch a glimpse of eternity and what it's like to just be a part of the universe, and my life is going to end as humanity at some stage, you know, if we stay on this planet and our sun expands big enough, or whatever meteorite comes of mass extinction, whatever, it doesn't even, we do it ourselves, of course, whatever, you know, like, but all of this, to be able to understand and feel this from a glimpse of eternity, and at the same time, be here in my body, in this room with you guys, and so mad, far out, this is so beautiful. I feel like, I mean, if there's anything more important, I don't know what it is, you know, like, at least for me, this is where I'm at right now. We talk in 10 years, I'll probably be different, but for now, this is kind of at least what I'm feeling, and it's so deep, and it's so beautiful, and I'm just going to keep going, be the best that I can be, and just, I don't know, somehow believe that maybe that will change the world, but I'm trying to not care so much about that, because life is following a series of cause and effect, which it will for all eternity, and no one can control or change that. And I'm only my small little brain believes that that's actually of much importance in the grand scheme of the universe, and I'm trying to figure myself for myself, and including that part. But still, the human in me will try to make the world a better place. I'm not sure. I don't know. Make the world inside me a better place, because it's the only fucking thing I have control over. Whoa.
Thank you for sharing, Sharon.
Thank you for letting me talk.